Hi, everybody, and welcome to our webinar Study in January 2021 at Anglia Ruskin University, London campus. My name is Hugo Bustamante. I am a recruitment manager for Global Studies. Global Studies is an educational agency that gives you advice about when you want to study abroad. If you are interested in studying your undergraduate or your postgraduate degree, you just have to contact us. We have different destinations to offer you. For example, you can study in the UK, USA, Australia, Germany, Spain, Ireland, Malta, Chipre, and many other destinations. You just have to contact us. You can find our WhatsApp number, our email address, and if you are interested in applying abroad, you have to schedule your appointment, and our team will be happy to help you with all the application process. And today we will be talking with our special guest from Anglia Ruskin University London campus. He's Matthew Mueller, and he's head of marketing for Anglia Ruskin University London campus. He has lots of experience in the educational sector, and he will be helping us, talking us about Anglia Ruskin University London campus. Hi, Matthew. How are you?
Hi, Hugo. Thank you very much for the introduction. Yeah, I'm very well. How are you?
Fine, thank you. And I think people will be glad to be listening about the offers that Anglia Ruskin University London campus has for them. Yes?
Great.
Please, could you tell more about it?
Sure. Thank you. Like I say, thank you for the introduction there. So, hi, everyone. As Hugo just said, so my name is Matthew, the head of marketing at ARU London. So we are the London campus of Anglia Ruskin University. And I'm going to kind of talk to you today just a little bit about who we are, what we do, the courses we offer, the process for applying to ARU London, and anything else hopefully will be covered that you may want to ask. So just going to kind of kick off here quickly. So
yes.
ARU London.
Matthew, I forgot to tell everybody that if they have questions during the presentation, any moment they can write them down, their questions.
Oh, cool.
And after your presentation, we will be answering them. Yes? Do you have a presentation? Yes, you can share it with us.
Yeah.
Okay, Matthew.
Is that working now? Great. So, yeah, like you said, any questions, please ask straight away. And I think that's always the best way to try and get information in these kind of sessions. So, yeah, please feel free to ask any questions you may have. So I suppose, first of all, ARU London, where are we? So we're based in London. We've actually got two buildings. So our first campus was the one in Farringdon, which you can see here, the 19 Charterhouse Street. So that was opened a number of years ago and still houses probably the majority of our students. And the Farringdon campus is pretty much in the centre of London. So if you were to almost drop a pin if you had a map of London and then you kind of dropped a pin right in the middle, you'd almost kind of come to where our campus is. So it's a great location. There's lots of good things to do and to see around there. And the building, the campus which we're in, it's a self-contained building. So when you're in the building, you're in the campus. You won't mix with anyone else. All of the students inside of the building are ARU London students. And there's some great facilities in there. We've got a cafeteria. There's computer labs, there's large seminar rooms, there's all sorts of different sizes of classrooms to learn in. We've got a library, so again, a real kind of great campus for you to study at. And then our second building is one in East India. So East India is in the east of London, near the Docklands. So you probably may not have heard of East India, but you probably have heard of or have maybe seen on a map Canary Wharf. So it's where pretty much a lot of the banks and a lot of the finance trade is held in London. And our campus is pretty much probably 5 to 10 minute walk away from Canary Wharf. So again, a great location. It's got great transport links. We opened that building in September 2019. So it's only 1 year old. So the campus is really, really ultra modern. If you, again, we've got some kind of pictures on our website, so please feel free to have a look on the website if you'd like to see some pictures. But like I say, the campus is ultra modern. It was a building which we took over and pretty much designed it from scratch. So it's got some really funky and some really interesting designs, which is great. And just like our Farringdon campus, we've got a library, we've got computer labs, we've got different sized classrooms, we've got open areas for studying, we've got rest areas. There's different zones, almost say, so places where you can have your lunch, places where you can study. There's even sofas where you can enjoy yourself and have a lie down if you felt like you've exerted yourself particularly hard. But again, the East India campus, it's really one which you probably need to go and see, or you need to have a look. You need to have a look at some pictures, because it's a fantastic campus, and it's one that we're really proud of. Again, like I say, we opened that last September. So you may be wondering, can I pick or choose which campus I'll be studying at? So we predominantly hold certain courses in certain locations. So let's say if you were to want to apply to our business and marketing course, that may be in the East India campus, whereas if you wanted to apply to finance and accounting, that may be in the Farringdon campus. And again, if you want more information upon which course is running at which location, we have that, and Hugo will be able to send you that information, or anyone else at kind of Global Studies. So there are two campuses. Like I said, we're really proud of both of them, and we're really excited to hopefully see potentially you or any of your friends at one of our campuses at some time in the future. We run 3 intakes a year, so we run September, January, and May. So the next intake coming up is obviously our January intake, and we are recruiting to both campuses for the January intake. And you may want to know what courses we're running. So this is the list of courses that we run. So the top courses, so the top 11 courses are our undergraduate courses, and the bottom 5 are our postgraduate courses. So the undergraduate courses, we almost have sort of 3 or 4 groupings, I would call them. So we've got the top 3, which is our sort of event, hospitality, tourism suite of courses. So these are specifically hospitality dominated courses, and if you're looking to get into that sector, or you're looking to get into that industry, again, these courses are great for you to get into, and depending on which specialization you wanted to go into, whether that be events, hospitality, or tourism, then you can make your choice. These courses also have some interchangeable modules. So if you were studying, let's say, the tourism, you may have some classes with some hospitality students. So again, you get a really good mix in your classes. We then also have our sort of finance and business and kind of law suite. So if I start with the business courses, you've got international business management, you've got business and HR, business and law, business and marketing. So this is our traditional business suite. So predominantly when we first started, we were very strong in business courses. We have obviously developed that now. We have advanced that, but our roots, let's say, were predominantly in business. The international business management is your most generalized business course. That's our most popular course, and it will touch upon all aspects of business. And then you've also got the specializations below that, depending if you know already what you wanted to go into. A really nice kind of touch and a really nice feature of the business courses is they all have the same first year modules. So let's say if you joined us and you weren't 100% sure that you wanted to study marketing, but you thought you might, you can apply for marketing, business and marketing. And then after the first year, if you actually thought, I'm really interested in the law aspects of business, so you potentially thought you might want to change, you can do that straight away. And then you can just pick up the business and law in your second year. And that's the feature across all of those 4 business courses. You can start one of them, but if you want to transfer after the second year, you can do. And the reason you can do that is because in the first year, they all have the same modules. So every year we have 4 modules. We teach 4 modules per year. And for those 4 courses, the 4 modules are the same. So then coming into that, we then obviously have sort of law and finance and accounting. So I'm putting them together now, but obviously they are very different courses. Finance and accounting is very much if you are looking to lead a career as an accountant or looking to get into that finance sector and would like an accountancy background, then that's the course for you. And law, very much if you're looking to get into law as a career. So if you're looking to be a lawyer, a solicitor, a barrister, then that course is the LLB. So if ever you're looking to do a law degree, you always need to try and look out and make sure you're doing an LLB, which is what the industry requires. And then at the bottom, we've then got our two healthcare or health and social care courses. So again, these are very much targeted at the healthcare industry. So it's an industry which is huge in the UK. Obviously, with recent events over the past 6 to 9 months, that industry has had a massive torch in it, a massive light on it. So it's really come to the forefront of everyone's mind, I suppose. So it's one of the courses one of the largest courses that we have with the amount of students on it. It's a very popular course, the health and social care course. And that course predominantly looks at the health and social aspect of care. So that could be looking at problems in social aspects in society, and then also touches upon different aspects of health related problems as well. And then the business and healthcare again has healthcare aspects, but predominantly takes a business lead on them. So if you wanted to know specifics about how private healthcare businesses run, how private homes are run, how the NHS can function as a business, then the business and healthcare management is probably what you should be looking at. So again, just to kind of just be specific there, it's business and healthcare is business led with aspects of healthcare added into it, and the concepts are always around healthcare, but the health and social care really dives into the actual care and services which need to be provided for people. You can see also that I've got a little link there with degrees with foundation year. So the reason why I put that there is just to make aware that all of the courses as standard run as 3 years, as a 3-year program. But then we also have this foundation year, which we can offer depending on the student's previous qualifications. So a foundation year would make it into a 4-year degree, but what it does mean is the entry criteria and the qualifications which the applicants could have are slightly lower. What we would accept is slightly lower than what we would normally accept for our 3-year course. On a foundation year, you would be studying kind of just not basic, but you'd be studying foundations, modules that give you a foundation to then go on to study in a 3-year program. So you'd be building skills in maths, in English, in IT, in general business elements, so marketing, let's say, and it really gives you a good foundation to then progress onto the standard degree. And like I say, all of the degrees are available with the foundation year. So if you did want to study with us and you maybe didn't quite at the moment reach the criteria that we're looking for the 3-year, hopefully we could accept you onto the foundation year program, and then you could do your foundation, and then as long as you pass, you can then progress. One quite nice feature about the foundation year program as well is just that no matter which course that you apply for, the foundation year program is the same. So let's say, obviously at the foundation level, you may have less understanding about what you really want to do. So let's just say, you thought you may be interested in healthcare, let's say, and you wanted to apply for the health and social care with foundation. But then after that year of foundation, you really had a passion or a desire to look or to study further in business. You can then just do a switch, and you can switch that healthcare course to one of the business courses, and then take that for your main degree. So that's the undergraduate courses. So the undergraduate courses are available as standard 2 days a week. So what we try and do is timetable everyone 2 full days. So you'd come in at 10 a.m. And then you'd finish at 5 p.m. And that would be Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, any of those 2 full days a week. We also offer some programs evening and weekend. So the programs which we often run on the evening and weekend is the International Business Management Program and the Health and Social Care Program. When I say evenings and weekends, what that means in reality is a Tuesday and Thursday evening from 6 p.m. till 9 p.m. and then a Saturday, 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. The course is exactly the same. It's the same amount of teaching hours per week. It's the same lecturers that will deliver the course to you. It's the same content. Again, there's no difference apart from it's just purely run in the evenings and on a Saturday. So they're the options for the courses that we run. And then we also have some postgraduate options, as you can see down the bottom. So we have 3 MBAs, the MBA International, which is, again, the most generalized MBA. So you almost looks at all aspects of business, obviously at a higher level than your undergraduate. We then have MBA in Health and Social Care, Hospitality, and then 2 MSCs, one in Marketing and then one in Project Management. So the postgraduate study is obviously the next step from undergraduate. So if you've already got your undergraduate degree and you're looking to potentially progress or looking at what to do next, the postgraduate is the next step up. It's a level 7 qualification, so up from a level 6 once you finish your undergraduate. The postgraduates, depending on what you're looking to study, there are all sort of management qualifications. So if you're looking to get into a management line of work, or if you're looking to hopefully get that promotion, it's a qualification which really boosts your skills in that area. Not only if you've already got a job and you're looking to maybe promote internally, or also if you're looking to find a new job, let's say, but you may be just falling a little bit short. A postgraduate qualification is something that can really make you stand out from the crowd. Like I said, the MBA International is the generalized one. So if you aren't too sure, you don't want to be too specific about which area you want to study, I would recommend probably the MBA International. It's something which can fit many boxes, depending if you could be working in all different sorts of industries. The health and social care is obviously slightly more specific to healthcare. So if you know that your career is going to be in the healthcare industry, then that one would be for you. Likewise, a hospitality. If you know you're in hospitality and you want to stay in that sector, then that's great. Marketing obviously can be applied to a whole range of different businesses, different sectors, but it's more about the theory that you learn within that course is predominantly marketing led. That's not to say there aren't other modules, because there are, but again, the main thesis is behind marketing. And then lastly, we have the project management. So the project management, again, can be tied into any sector, can be tied into a number of roles, because most leaders in industry or most managers would often have to take on projects, and they have to delegate work, and they have to look at how best to solve a problem. That's pretty much what the project management postgraduate course is involved in. So it could be anything. It could be from small projects to managing a small sales team, let's say, or it could be for multinational projects. So one of the biggest projects to go on in Europe and the UK was obviously the Crossrail program, which is still going on now. So the new Elizabeth line, which is going across London. We had a couple of students who were actually involved in that and wanted to develop their project management skills on that project. So they came to us to do their postgraduate. So that's all the courses, and I say, depending on which course you're looking at doing, you may be studying in the Farringdon campus or the East India campus. One thing I didn't mention actually is for the postgrad is just that all of the teaching is taught in evenings and weekends. So like I said, for the undergraduate evening and weekend study, all of the postgraduates are taught on a Tuesday and Thursday evening, 6 p.m. till 9 p.m, and Saturday 10 till 5. The postgraduates can be taught in 1 year full-time or 2 years, which is part-time. If you go full-time, you pretty much go for a year solid. So if you started in January, you would then finish in December 20. If you wanted to go for 2 years, then obviously you'd finish in December 21. So it's however you want to do it. The part-time version is less intense, so you have 50%. You basically have less classes per year, so you do 50% of the curriculum in the first year, 50% in the second year. And again, there's obviously lots more detail on the website. On our website, you can look at modules, you can look at types of assessment, all different things like that. So I've got here the entry criteria, or what we're looking for if you wanted to apply to us. So I've got 2 links here which we'll share after if you want to access them, but I'll kind of briefly talk us through it at the moment. So depending on which country you've come from, obviously the entry criteria is different. What we always base it back to is the UK equivalent of a level 3. So again, that could be a baccalaureate, depending on which country you've come from. It could be, it could be a variety of names depending on which country you are. But what it essentially is, it's that years of study between the age of 16 to 17. So if you've done those sort of college or high school, depending on which country you are, that's the qualification which we're looking for. I'm not going to list all of them now because obviously there's a lot of countries, but on the link on the website, you can then see the name of the qualification that we're looking for. And like I say, it's predominantly if it's the equivalent to a level 3 in the UK. So again, you can do some research on that and have a look of what we're looking for. So that's the first part of our criteria. If you're from the UK and you've got UK qualifications, then a level 3 should be a little bit easier to distinguish if you've got that. If you have got the level 3, then great. Hopefully we could definitely issue some kind of offer to you, whether that be for the foundation or for the standard. And also an important thing to note on the entry criteria is it just changes depending on how old you are. If you're under the age of 21, the criteria is slightly different if you're over 21. Again, without getting into too much detail, there's more information on our website, and we can look into that on a case-by-case basis. So that's the first part, is the academic part. And then the second part is the English language criteria. So depending on which country you've come from or which country you've taken your qualifications, you may need to supplement that with an English language qualification. If your main qualification, which you're using to submit to us for the admissions process, has been taught in English, the English language requirement should be satisfied with that qualification. So if you've done, let's say, a functional skills level 2 in the UK, if you've done a GCSE in the UK, if you've done a level 3 in the UK, then you probably wouldn't need to worry about the English language. But if you're based overseas or abroad at the moment, or if your high school qualification, as I mentioned earlier, was taken outside of the UK, so a baccalaureate, for instance, then what you may have to do is you may need to take an English test in order to supplement that, to supplement your academic qualifications. So we run an English test here at AU London. So obviously at the moment where we are unable to be in the campus full time, we're running an online English test. So if you wanted to apply to us, don't feel like you have to go and get that test yourself. You can apply to us. We will send you the details, and you can take the online course. You can take the online test, and then depending on the results, we may be able to issue an offer to you. If you already have an English language qualification, then great. Hopefully we could accept that. The most common one would probably be IELTS if you aren't based in the UK. So IELTS is something that we do accept. And again, I've put the link on the website, put the link in the presentation, because there are different qualifications that we do accept. It's not always just IELTS. Again, I'm not going to list them all because there's quite a few, but if we look on the website, you'll find out more information there. But like I said, not to worry if you can't, because what we can do is send you the online English test, as I said. Normally, in normal times, we would actually be doing a face-to-face English test. So you'd come into the campus and you'd take the test in person. But given obviously what's going on at the moment, we are running these tests, these tests online. It also actually just sort of reminds me as well just to mention that for the January intake, the next one coming up, we are running both an online program delivery and also a blended delivery. So what that means, what a blended delivery means essentially, is you'll spend 50% of the time at home online, and then we'd invite you to come into the campus for the other 50%. So one day online, one day in the classroom. Depending on government guidelines, obviously this may change. Our preference is always to obviously teach in person. So whenever we're allowed to do that and we're allowed to switch back, we will do. But at the moment, like I said, you have the comfort of knowing that you can study online fully until things are hopefully back to normal, or you can do the blended delivery. So you can do 50% online, 50% on person. And I suspect that may run up till maybe May time. So your first semester up until from January till May. And then after that, we'd obviously get in touch with you to let you know what the plans are. So to supplement the qualifications that we've just talked about and to supplement the English test that I've also discussed, is we often do run interviews. So depending on when you took the qualification, depending on what the qualification is, depending if you were applying for a foundation course or a standard 3-year course, you may need to pass an academic interview. So as you can see here, again, like the English test, we would normally run the interviews in person. Obviously, at the moment, we aren't able to do that, so we're running them online. But on the interview, you'll be asked different questions just for us to get an understanding of why you want to come to us, what you want to do whilst you're with us, what your previous experience has been, what you want to do after university, what you think university life might be like, how we're going to help you, how are you going to progress through the different years. So just give us an understanding of if you understand what you're getting yourself in for. Obviously, it's a big commitment to take 3 or 4 years of your life to be studying 2 days a week, across 2 semesters per year. So we have to really get an understanding that you understand what you'll be doing with us and that you're committed to your studies. So I think it's really important for us to say that we are primarily looking for really driven students who are looking to succeed, who want to better themselves, who want to gain skills and equip themselves with knowledge and the tool set required to hopefully progress in their careers or progress as they would, progress how they wish to after their university course. For us, it's all about giving you the skills and providing a good foundation for you to build and then hopefully flourish once you've finished the degree or gone on to do maybe even a postgraduate or gone on to your career after university. So again, the interview is basically getting an understanding of who you are and just making sure that you're ready to start university. The English test, which I put at the bottom, so just to give you a bit more insight into the online English test that we're running at the moment, is the company which we have partnered with is called Duolingo. So if you were to make an application to us and you wanted to study, but you haven't got the English language requirements that I mentioned earlier, we would send you a Duolingo coupon code. So we would cover any sort of costs or charges for the English test. And then you'd have to take the Duolingo test online. Again, it's a great English test. It lasts about an hour. It will test your reading, writing, speaking, and listening. And hopefully at the end of that, if you passed, that will then satisfy that English test condition that we would have put on your conditional offer letter. And then that would be that. And hopefully that would mean that you can then join us in January. So that was it all I've got from kind of my side. Again, I've hopefully try to keep it quite brief and pretty top line. If there are questions, obviously I'd love to take them. We'll share the presentation, so if you did want to have more information upon the English language entry criteria or the admission, the academic qualifications that we accept, they're obviously on the presentation. But yeah, obviously thank you very much for listening, and it'd be great to answer any questions. Oh, I think you're just on, I think you might be on mute there, Hugo.
Sorry, Matthew, I was without the mic. Yes, sorry. Thank you, Matthew, for your presentation. And for example, additionally to the tips you already gave the students for the internal exam, the internal interview, what other tips would you give the students who will sit internal exam at Anglia Ruskin University, London? Sure.
Yeah. I mean, with the interview, I would certainly say that you need to do some preparation. So I would recommend reading the prospectus, reading the website, depending on which course you want to study, reading the course profile, so looking at the modules, and just having a good understanding of what university life is. So, we expect you to understand the commitment, the amount of hours per week that you need to study, and also to, make sure you update your CV. So we often ask questions upon the CV, work experience, and make sure that you've put all your current work experience, which is up to date, on the CV, so we can ask some questions about that. And also just relax. Obviously it is an interview, but we're not trying to catch anyone out. We're not trying to make students fail. We're not trying to make applicants fail. We obviously want everyone to do well. But yeah, just to relax, be themselves, and do preparation. I would say they're the main points.
Okay, thank you, Matthew. And many European students are worried about changes after the Brexit. Would European students qualify as international students in 2021?
Yeah, so it's an interesting question. So our understanding, and what we've just sort of recently, the last couple of weeks, been reading into and getting some information upon, is if you are in the UK and you have managed to apply for a pre-settled status or settled status, depending on how long you've been in the UK, you will still qualify as a home student. So that will mean that you'll have the same access to funding, the same price tuition fees as if you were from the UK. So if you have that pre-settled or settled status, from my current reading and our current understanding, it will mean that nothing really changes. All of the same benefits that you receive now or could receive now, you will receive after September 21. That's for the applicants who will be in the UK before the 31st of December. If you aren't in the UK by the 31st of December, so let's say sometime in February, March, April, and you were looking to study in the UK in that September or any year or any month going forward, then you will be classed as an international student. So then the current benefits that I just sort of discussed, they wouldn't apply to you. So you'd have to apply as an international applicant.
Yes. Now, it is important to remember all the students that has a European nationality that this is the right moment to apply to January 2021 intake, and they have a different situation before. Yes, it starts 2021. It is a good moment to send us your documents, to prepare your application, and Matthew and all our team will help you to apply to Anglia Ruskin University London. This is a good moment to do it. Yes.
Yes, exactly that.
Yes, Matthew, I have another question. It says, if the student failed the interview with Anglia Ruskin University London, can the student request a second interview?
So unfortunately not. So with the academic interviews, they would only have one attempt. So the interview is conducted, and unfortunately, if the interviewer deemed that the applicant wasn't good enough or the answers that they provided weren't quite what we were looking for, then they would be rejected. And unfortunately, that would mean that they wouldn't be able to reapply for the same intake. So when I say the same intake, what I mean is if the applicant wanted to reapply for, let's say, May 21 or September 21, we could allow them to defer their application and they could try again with another interview. But what we wouldn't allow them to do is to have another attempt at the interview for the same intake. With an English test, you would be given 2 attempts at the English test. So if you didn't meet the entry criteria or the pass marks the first time, you are allowed to take the test again to see if you could pass it a second time. If you didn't pass it the second time, then you'd have to either defer the entry or your application would be rejected. But then you could apply to May or to September 21. Those intakes which are in the future.
Yes, and as we were saying, the process of registration is different. Yes, after the Brexit.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. So depending on what your current circumstances are, it may be different after the 31st of December. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you for your help today, and I think that all the people is happy with information you gave us, and we will be waiting for a new contact with you. And all the people interested, as we said, in applying for January 2021, yes, to Anglia Ruskin University, London, you just have to contact us. You have here our WhatsApp number, our email address, and Matthew and our team will be really glad to help you with all the application process.
Yeah, exactly that. Thank you very much for your time. And like I say, if anyone has any questions or anything, please feel free to contact us, and hopefully we'll either see you in January or in one of our later intakes.
Perfect, Matthew. Thank you, and thank you everybody for joining us today.
Great. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
For those who want to connect to the world around them, find their path, enjoy what they learn and experience, and discover their strength, there will always be a place at Anglia Ruskin University, London. Things you've always wanted to do, and the things you never thought you could. It starts here.
Anglia Ruskin University London is slightly different. It's very special. It looks at employing academics who are really passionate about their subject, know about how they're applied in the real world. Every decision we make, we've got our students in mind. How can we make their experience better?
Studying at our campus allows you to immerse yourself into the busy and diverse life London has to offer.
Studying in London is a great experience because it's a vibrant and cosmopolitan city, and it offers you great opportunities for networking and also job opportunities.
It's a lovely place to live where you can actually get to know other people, and also studying makes it easier. You're always surrounded by so many different multicultural people. You're always learning something new.
We are passionate about developing and sharing what we know. One of the best things you can invest in is yourself. Whether it be on one of our undergraduate or postgraduate degrees, you can be assured our fantastic academics will link theory and practice in a friendly and supportive environment.
There are certain aspects of the subjects itself that I thought I already knew, but I didn't. So it just gave me the sense that there's always something you can learn.
First of all, we have an amazing, diverse body of students who are really committed and enthusiastic about their study. In order to help them with travel costs, we reward every student who achieves a certain degree of attendance with a travel bursary. In addition to that, we have a well-being team who provides support with not only academic mentoring, but also with well-being support.
Our courses are regarded as being flexible because we timetable 2 days per week, which is of benefit to students and prospective students because it allows them to accommodate their personal lives and they still have the opportunity to work.
The timetable, it's so flexible, and then you can come in here and be whatever you want to be. You can try and achieve what you think it's not achievable.
We are always looking to support and help our students uncover their strengths and find their purpose.
It feels like a very business-orientated environment, so it feels like you're working while studying, as it provides a lot of graduate opportunities. There's no better place to study marketing than the business capital of the world.
No 2 days are the same. I think the biggest sense of achievement when you understand that students met their goals, that's a great feeling. My 3 words to describe the university is passionate, enthusiastic, and student-focused.
Something unique about Anglia Ruskin University London is the Employability Scheme. This gives every single student who studies with us the opportunity to work on their career planning, to work on their CV and their interview skills. So the biggest thing we do to help you graduate with the best degree possible is to make sure that you're meeting those academics, working with them, working with other students who are equally passionate so that everybody can achieve their full potential.
ARU London. Uncover your strengths, find your purpose, and make your mark. Start here. Continue anywhere.